Hello, everyone, and this time it's breaking news. We're going to be talking about Mr. Peter Obi and the statement that he has done on this country of particular concern designation that has been done on Nigeria by the United States of America. So far, since this whole issue happened, Peter Obi has not made any comment, and there were a lot of people who were out there, saying all sorts of things that, oh yeah, Peter Obi usually has comment for everything, but he hasn't spoken on this. And at the end of the day, everything is as if Peter Obi is the one who is leading the country. He won the election. Unfortunately, the election was rigged and somebody else was sworn in. But in the heart of Nigeria, and even whatever, it's always Peter Obi, Peter Obi, Peter Obi that is on the lips of everyone, even those who rigged election and got into office. So there have been all sorts of things. Beyond that, also, it's some allusion that people have been trying to do. Everything that is done, they find a way of getting, to Mr. Peter Obi. At the end of the day, they know the real challenge and concern they have. They know the person who won the 2023 election and will win the 2027 election again by the grace of God, and that person is Mr. Peter Gregory Obi. Say to do everything to him. But finally, Mr. Peter Obi has done his statement, and I must say to you, just reading that statement, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is the reason why I not only voted for this man, but I took my time out to campaign. And I've been on his matter for the last, 2 years now, or is it 2 years or 3 years? In the last 3 years, it's 3 years now, and it just speaks of how you could see from that particular statement. When, for example, there's something going on, and the leader will say something to just quell the situation, lessen it a little bit, make it better, and say what that statement was all about. You could see leadership in that statement. You could see someone who puts Nigeria first, someone who thinks about Nigeria, someone who is really concerned, about the country, Nigeria. And it was such, just reading that statement, it was such, a beautiful thing also reading it. Let me look at this statement and directly look at it. We'll also look at some of the comments. As we're reading the statement, we're going to be interrogating some of the things that are in there. We're also looking at what or comments that other people had done. And he said the recent pronouncement by the U.S. government declaring Nigeria a country of particular concern and indicating possible military action should give every well-meaning Nigerian serious concern. And so he's saying this is not the time to gloat. This is not the time to feel any particular way or be triumphant, that at the end of the day, whatever comes out of this is going to concern everybody. It's going to affect everybody. If there's a sanction that is put, every Nigerian is going to feel the sanction. If there's something, unlike what happened with, for example, and I saw a tweet where someone has said this, unlike what happened with the South African whites that were being killed, and that Trump said were being killed and everything, he opened a pathway for them that if they want to relocate to South Africa, the path is open for them to come and take up, citizenship or something like that, even if not citizenship, but to relocate and be there. There is no such path being opened up for Nigerians. Although, yes, there are some people who, for them, this is an opportunity that they will use to say, oh, they're being persecuted, there's a genocide, they're being persecuted because of their religion. Many people have used that in getting asylum, and most times it's not even the people that are from the affected communities. Most of the people affected communities, they're already going through so much. A good number of them, it's poor people, the underserved in our society that are always that bear the brunt of it, or they don't even know how to think that far of going there. But you see people who don't live it, they take advantage of that and use that. But in the case of this one, even though no matter what Trump is saying, he hasn't been one to say, okay, we are opening up a road for you. If you can't stay here, relocate over to Nigeria. But so he said it should be something that worries every Nigerian. And then Mr. Peter Obi continues by saying there is no doubt that Nigeria is experiencing an unprecedented level of insecurity with attendant carnage and the most shocking loss of lives and property. According to Amnesty International, over 10,000 people have been killed in Nigeria since May 2023, and as I have repeatedly lamented, the unwarranted and unprovoked killings of Nigeria is most condemnable, and all efforts must be made to bring it to a stop. And this is something Mr. Peter Obi has been condemning, calling out on the killings that have been done repeatedly when Nigerians have been killed. He has called on the government to do the needful. He has provided solutions, proffered solutions on how to tackle this thing repeatedly. Every time that there are these killings, he talks about them, and yet he received insults, and the same people he has been receiving insults from are the same people today who are saying, oh, you've not spoken on the fact that said this genocide, you've not spoken on this, you've not spoken on that. When he was speaking, he was repeatedly being told that the same people and insulted and told to shut up. And before he took his time to look at all the situation and put his statement out there yet. But from this statement, you can see he's talking about Nigeria. Nigerian lives matter to him. Every citizen, everybody that this country has lost is something that he also carries, as pain. It is then he continues by saying it is equally important to state that the terrible situation is significantly avoidable with competent leadership and governance. Absolutely. The killings, what is leading to the whole problem, it's not about people focusing on whatever label that is given to this killing. It's the fact that killings are going on and killings have not been stopped. These killings need to be stopped, needed, to be stopped. If there are no killings in Nigeria, nobody is going to come and say there's any genocide or no genocide. Nobody is going to say anything on that level, because there won't be anything to show for it. There won't be anything like that. There won't be any killings on ground. But the moment there are killings on ground, then whatever name that anybody decides they're going to give it, that's the name they're going to give it. First of all, stop the killing, and that's where the focus should be on now, that Nigerians should be doing everything they can, to stop the killing. And then Mr. Peter Obi continued by saying, while the insecurity did not start with the present government, he's acknowledging that he's not one to come and say, because of this thing that is happening, because right now Tinubu's illegitimate government is receiving blows from within the country, from outside the country, take this as opportunity. I see some people will say, this is the opportunity for opposition to enter the street, begin to do this. No, he's not here to play that. He's someone who will play fair and do the right thing, and he will say things as they are, even if it looks as if, how do I put it, even if it's something that supports an opponent or whatever, but that is the truth. And he said, while the insecurity did not start with the present government, what is most unfortunate is the lack and absence of competence, commitment, and prudent use of resources, patriotism, and passion on the part of APC-led government leaders to effectively galvanize, and lead Nigeria where no one is unwarrantedly oppressed and killed, a nation where peace, truth, justice reign. And that just says everything, puts everything together to say, as Nigerians, these are Nigerians being killed. If you put everything together, you have the commitment, the competence, you're prudent with resources, you're not being wasteful, you're galvanizing people, you're bringing in passion, you're making people have a sense of belonging, then you can rally people around to fight this particular insurgency that we have, this terrorism that we have that has taken away the lives of so many people. And if you do that, you will not have anyone that is being oppressed or suppressed. You will protect lives in whatever form that is possible. As democracies, Nigeria and US have long been strategic partners committed to regional peace and security. The relationship should not falter. The present situation calls for constructive diplomatic and any other possible engagement by both nations aimed at addressing the prevailing and disturbing security concerns. Both countries must work in concert and expeditiously towards that purpose. He's calling on both countries to work together, to put whatever aside and put the lives of people first. And he's talking about constructive, diplomatic, and any other possible engagement. It's not the one that you're fighting each other. It's not the one that you're combative. It's not the one that you're going after each other. At the end of the day, you need constructive engagement. You need to have conflict transformation. Yes, there's a problem. Transform it into something that becomes that will then be that will turn out to be better than the conflict, that whatever started the conflict in the first place. If this whole thing at the end of the day is able to lead to a situation whereby Nigerians are able to get, that particular, how do I put it now, are able to get this whole terrorism put in check, defeated, there won't be killings anymore, and that would be something that would be very useful. A lot of people spoke. You have someone say a new Nigeria is possible. That's the tweet. A sobering reminder of how dear things have become. The loss of life and unchecked insecurity should never be normal. Like Esther Umo said, a new Nigeria is possible. That's the tweet. That's by Sarah Ibrahim. And then it went on, different people just having their say on this one. But I just want to say to you, Nigeria is our country. We don't have any other country, and whatever we do, we must protect the lives and properties of every Nigeria, and also protect our nation. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.